August 12, 2022. A DevOps engineer at LastPass is running a Plex media server on their home computer. It has a known vulnerability. It has not been patched. An attacker finds it. That computer is one of 4 in the world with access to the master decryption key for LastPass's customer vault backups. The attacker installs a keylogger. When the engineer types their master password, the attacker has everything. What follows is the worst breach in password manager history. Not because the encryption was broken, because the human infrastructure around it had one vulnerable point, and that point was a home media server. By December 2022, LastPass confirms encrypted backups of 25.6 million customer vaults have been stolen. CEO Karim Tuba spends 4 months issuing increasingly incomplete disclosures. The first August statement said no evidence of customer data access. By September, the attacker had the vaults. By March 2025, US federal prosecutors link the breach to a $150 million cryptocurrency heist. The government seizes $24 million of it. LastPass was founded in 2008 by Joe Segrist under Marasol Inc. as a freemium, zero-knowledge password vault. The product built a large and trusted user base over the following decade. Business Insider named it Best Password Manager overall in 2020, the same year the company claimed 25 million users. In October 2015, LogMeIn acquired it for $110 million, repositioning it as part of a broader SaaS identity suite, alongside enterprise, SSO, and MFA products. By the time of the 2021 spin-off announcement, LastPass claimed more than 30 million users and 85,000 business customers. In December 2019, Francisco Partners and Evergreen Coast Capital, an affiliate of Elliott Management, announced they would take LogMeIn private for approximately $4.3 billion. The deal closed in 2020. LastPass was now inside a private equity-controlled software group, with ownership incentives oriented toward margin improvement and eventual exit. The practical effects arrived quickly. In February 2021, LastPass restricted its free tier to one device type, either computer or mobile, not both. This is a direct monetization squeeze on free users. The community reaction was immediately hostile. Mass migration to Bitwarden began. This free tier restriction remains in place in 2026. December 2021, LogMeIn, having rebranded as Go2, announced LastPass would be spun off as a standalone company. Karim Tuba was appointed CEO in April 2022. The formal separation completed in May 2024. LastPass remains PE-controlled under Francisco Partners and Elliott-affiliated entities. It is not publicly traded. 8 months after Tuba's appointment, the attacker was already inside the developer's laptop. The breach has 2 incidents that are distinct but connected. Incident 1, August 8th through 11th, 2022. An attacker compromises a developer's laptop and downloads 14 source code repositories plus an encrypted SSE-C key. Protecting the SS3 buckets containing customer vault backups. AWS Guard Duty triggers an alert. LastPass hires Mandiant on August 13th and begins investigation. 4 days later, credentials are rotated. Incident 2, August 12th, 2022. 1 day after Incident 1 begins, a separate DevOps engineer's home computer is compromised via an unpatched Plex media server. A keylogger is installed. This engineer is one of only 4 people in the company with access to the SSE-C decryption key. After LastPass rotates credentials on August 20th, the attacker extracts the engineer's business vault and recovers the keys anyway. Between August 20th and September 16th, the attacker obtains the full user database of 25.6 million accounts and multiple encrypted vault backups. Also stolen, customer names, email addresses, billing addresses, phone numbers, and credit card metadata. August 25th, LastPass publishes a public statement with no evidence of access to customer data or encrypted vaults. This was technically defensible on that date. By September, the extraction was complete. The public did not know until December 22nd. That is a 4-month gap between theft and disclosure. During those 4 months, affected users lacked the information they needed to rotate their master passwords, change their site credentials, or move cryptocurrency seed phrases out of secure notes. Ars Technica reveals the Plex server attack vector on February 27, 2023, 14 months after the breach began. The following day, CEO Tuber admits full responsibility for the communication failures in an interview with Cybersecurity Dive. The standard breach narrative runs: incident occurs, users warned, credentials rotated, situation resolved. LastPass is the case study in why that framework fails when the stolen data is encrypted vault backups that can be cracked offline indefinitely against users who never rotated. Security researchers Nick Bax of Unciphered and Taylor Monahan of MetaMask began documenting the theft pattern in 2023. The signature was consistent. LastPass users who had stored cryptocurrency seed phrases in secure notes, who had not moved their assets after the breach, losing six-figure sums in targeted wallet drains. In September 2023, Krebs on Security documented the pattern. More than $35 million stolen from over 150 confirmed victims, 2 to 5 high-dollar heists every month since December 2022. The reason the vaults could be cracked: LastPass defaulted to PBKDF, 2 key derivation with iteration counts that were too low for many long-standing accounts. Some accounts had iteration counts as low as 1. An attacker with a stolen vault, a GPU cracking rig, and a low iteration account could attempt millions of password guesses per second. A weak or reused master password did not survive this. On January 30th, 2024, a single victim lost $150 million in cryptocurrency. Federal prosecutors in the Northern District of California confirmed in March 2025 that this heist was linked to the LastPass breach. The FBI and Secret Service corroborated the researchers' findings. Approximately $24 million was seized. The remainder passed through Russian cybercrime infrastructure. TRM Labs traced more than $28 million through 2025. The UK Information Commissioner's Office issued a monetary penalty against LastPass UK Limited in November 2025 for failures affecting over 1 million UK data subjects. The class action settlement of $24.45 million received preliminary court approval in February 2026. LastPass in 2026 is a meaningfully different product from the one that was breached in 2022. PBKDF, 2 iterations raised to 600,000. SOC2, Type 2, ISO 27001, and multiple additional certifications maintained. The product now includes passkey storage, secure sharing, and emergency access, features that match the premium password manager category. CEO Tuber has given interviews to TechRadar and ZDNet in 2026, arguing that the company has rebuilt its security architecture from the endpoint level up. The argument is not without substance. The reason Wirecutter does not recommend LastPass, and the reason the security community has not closed the trust question, is that the breach of 2022 is not a historical artifact. The stolen vault backups still exist, they can still be cracked. The theft pattern documented by Bax and Monahan through 2025, the federal prosecution in 2025, the TRM Labs tracing through the same year. These are events that happened after the breach was disclosed and after users were urged to rotate. The damage is not contained, it is ongoing. The PE ownership structure adds a second concern that runs parallel to the technical one. Francisco Partners and Elliott Affiliates own a company whose customers are uniquely vulnerable to the consequences of underinvestment in security infrastructure. The free tier restriction that arrived shortly after the 2020 acquisition removed a meaningful differentiator that had driven user trust and pushed security-aware users toward Bitwarden and 1Password instead of staying in the LastPass ecosystem. Whether the inadequate endpoint security of 2022 was influenced by PE cost discipline cannot be proven, but the sequence is documented and belongs in the threat model for any user considering whether to trust this company again. LastPass is PE ownership and the breach that kept stealing for years. The product may be technically rebuilt. The stolen data from 2022 cannot be unstealed.